Good morning, everybody. This is Judith Echo. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. So this has been quite a, 2 to 3 weeks of things just feeling unhinged and out of control and, nuts. I get it. I mean, the Epstein stuff is a big picture uh, issue that I want people to understand. It's really tough for people who believe that there's not a lot of crime, which is so strange to me. But I'm starting to discover through the Epstein stuff, there's two worlds. It literally is two worlds. Yes, Andrew got arrested in England, but nobody is getting charged in America except Ghislaine Maxwell. And if you look at these pictures, it's pretty clear they have a body double or something in the jail. She's not in prison. She's probably wherever Jeffrey is. That's how bold these people are. They really, really don't think the rules apply to them. And so far they haven't. So that's two justice systems, at least. And, if you were to try to do any of this stuff, you would be, already imprisoned and possibly, getting the needle in your arm. But that's the thing. There's a justice system for the wealthy. And we're not talking like just you make a little money. We've seen that work for people like OJ and maybe just OJ. He got some excellent legal help that, anybody with less money in his predicament would have been in prison, whether you believe he did it actually or not. But there's just two ecosystems. There's this old money, and they make all the rules. You can call them whatever you want, but it's a bunch of them, and I think they can't agree on how to make all of the things they want to happen. You can look it up. There are like 13 bloodlines that pretty much run everything. I heard a CIA agent say it's basically 8,000 people who run the entire world. And, I'm talking about people who go back to medieval times, who married brothers and sisters for years and basically created modern society around their wealth. And they're all like the bankers of ancient times. I call it ancient, but it's medieval and, families that go back to the 1500s, that type of thing. And while it sounds like nothing to us, like whatever, it is a huge deal to them. And, it's quite fascinating. And I do think they control everything. I think you can go back and find a lot of what they wanted to happen in the world actually happened. And Jeffrey Epstein worked for them, at least one faction of them. And I heard something yesterday that I found fascinating. Intel believes that Ghislaine Maxwell was the Mossad agent and Jeffrey Epstein worked for her, which would explain a lot, because in some of the emails, the girls looked to Ghislaine for protection. Now, if she wasn't a boss, she couldn't protect them. That she knew some of the clients like to get violent, and I've actually, this is scary, but I dated someone who told me his fantasy was like pull the hair out of a woman's head. And I was like, what? I think there are, right, I should have broken up with him then. I might have, if I recall, but it was a long time ago. Anyway, but he never pulled hair out of my head. But when someone tells you they have violent sex fantasies like that, know that there is someone in the world who, if they have enough money, they can make that happen. And so then when they go, you procure somebody for them to do that and abuse and mistreat, then there's this other faction of people who videotape it and blackmail people. Listen, here's what I learned yesterday. We are in the Game of Thrones. It looks modern, but we live in the Game of Thrones. And you're either playing the game or it's playing you. And that nothing can be truer than that right now. So you have to be alert. You have to be awake. You have to be aware. You have to get out of these little silly things that seem so important to you, but it's so much bigger than, this is happening just to black people, or this is just happening to women, or this is just it's happening to people who aren't in this small group. Like George Carlin said, it's a big old club and you ain't in it. And the danger is thinking you are. So not for me, but if you're a well-off white person, you think you're safe. You're not. You're not. If you're not in this bloodline, it doesn't matter. If you're not in these bloodlines, you're only going to get so far. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. And so the best analogy I can give you is just know that you're in the Game of Thrones. And the way to win this game is to not go pick up a sword, but to stop watching their fucking TV shows. Stop watching these rituals. I'm not kidding. The Olympics, the last few Olympics, the last one I watched, I think, was London. Those opening ceremonies, I think those are rituals. When you look at some of the stuff, it goes over your head and you don't understand it, but they need your energy and your attention. Some of these things that they're doing to us has nothing to do with physically being in the room with us. It's hijacking our mind. It's normalizing things that aren't normal. It's seeing rituals and sacrifices and things, and you think it's fine because it's the Grammys. Who cares? He's dressed up like Satan. Like, seriously, that is not ever good. And don't let that into your spirit. It's never normal to see somebody grinding on the devil in a music video. And look at these people. They go nuts after they do that. That Lil Nas X, I think the last public sighting of him was he was running down the street screaming in some sort of I don't know what you would call that. He was having some sort of psychotic break. How many of these people have you seen? Martin had to run down the street with a gun saying people are trying to kill him. Dave Chappelle was like, I think people are after me for this money. Let me go to Africa. I don't want the money. You got all these people with stories of like, I think somebody's trying to kill me from the entertainment industry. So think about what it's like for non-entertainment industry people who cut these deals. Because that's how it works. Like, all these tech guys are nerds. So when you hear somebody from Family X, who basically has financed all of Europe, his family has financed all of Europe for the last 1,000 years, and they want to meet you, you get flattered. And then you realize, oh, I may have cut some sort of Faustian deal here. Yeah, that's where we are. Many people have cut deals with folks who have ill intentions for you and everybody else. They all believe this fucking medieval ass shit. It's wild, bro. It's wild. It's crazy. It's all of this from Jeffrey Epstein. But this is the age of revelation. This is the time when things come out. And you can't deny it. I've been saying it for years. Like, you're going to hear some things. You just have to believe that it's true. You have to use your discernment, and it started for me with Puffy because it was obvious he was harming people. Then come to find out he giving them baby oil and drugs and having all this weird sex with people. I'm shocked that the stuff with the kids hasn't come out yet. I do believe he was trafficking children, and I think it fucked him up. And really the drugs, like, don't get on drugs and try to do all this. You can't be a a child sex trafficker and be a drug addict too. And people talk. That's why he had to pay off the hotel for whooping Cassie's ass because, you let it spill out into the hallway. Yeah. There's no true gangster would beat a woman in front of a camera. There's cameras everywhere. So he had to go down. He had to be eliminated. And the next person that's coming, I truly believe, is Jay-Z. But Jay-Z isn't as flashy as Puff. But I think he has a lot of dark dealings, and what's done in the dark comes to the light. So guess what you are? The light. So stay lit up. Don't be afraid. This war that you're hearing about in Iran, this has been planned for years. I'm telling you, there is a group of these families that get together at these World Economic Forums and all these different places, and they've written out every war that's ever happened. And I think the whole point of September 11th was to make a war happen that didn't really fully do what they wanted it to do. So this is deeper than what you think, and it's not black versus white. It's not Democrats versus Republicans. It's not just the United States. The United States was the big experiment because so much of what they wanted to establish in the world they could do here because it was so much quote unquote freedom. It was a new world where you could create a new world order. And a lot of these people that you think are one thing aren't that thing at all. And if they're in a government, absolutely, you need to look twice. You need to really blink twice because there's a chance that they've been corrupted by lots and lots of money. And that's what you got to understand. These medieval families, think about it, medieval, 1500s, they've been around a clip. They are the banking system. And believe you me, they don't bank where you bank. And they access money in a completely different way than you access money. They are the money. They are the reason why Jeffrey Epstein could appear as a billionaire when he really was basically broke, and not super bright. But he too was desperate. Never be desperate. That's the best advice you're going to get. Don't be desperate. Remember, you're the light, you're the star, you're the energy. They want to be like you. They want what you got. Can you imagine walking around feeling like it's your job to decide if the people of the world should be alive or not? Like, how much pressure that is, and people keep thriving and having good lives, and how much that must bother them. And then you've got the religion people, the faction that are religious, and they can't stand anything about you and Jesus. Oh, they pretend they care, but they don't. They mock you behind your back because you happen to love the Lord and love Christ and have a Christ consciousness. And that's when they'll tell you, oh, that sounds crazy. Nobody can have a Christ. That's just hooey. It's not hooey. And then you watch people turn and change as they get indoctrinated because whatever it was they wanted. Oprah is a great example. Oprah wanted a film career more than anything in the world. And you could see she was willing to give up anything to get it. She wanted to be an actress. And she is. Just not in the way she wanted. Movies have been terrible. Listen, my mom and my cousin walked out of Beloved. And it takes a lot for my mom to be like leaving a movie, especially a movie with black people in it. But my cousin, he was like, I don't know what that shit was. And they walked out. And these are not bright people. These are, smart, thoughtful, engaging people. And they were like, this is some bullshit. And walked out. That's hilarious to me. But Oprah wanted that more than anything in the world. And, why else are you kissing on Harvey Weinstein? Who, I didn't even work for this guy. But when I was in LA, there was all these rumors about how he was belligerent and mean. Like, no one mentioned the rape part, but it was a logical leap because he was so disgusting. And I would see jobs and I'm like, I'm not applying to work for this dude. Can you imagine being like the low person on the totem pole with somebody who's gonna scream and curse you out because you didn't get him his coffee the way he likes it? Fuck that. I'm telling you, that's the thing. I wasn't desperate enough to be a filmmaker. I was like, oh, I have a degree. I'm gonna go home. And that's how so many talented people don't make it, because they have standards. But when they figure out you don't have standards, they run through you like a train. Literally. They run a train on you. So, it's just time to release some of the stuff you think you want, especially if it's around entertainment. If you're not willing to build it yourself, then you definitely don't want to go into these systems, because A, they're crumbling, but B, they need to crumble. Nobody should have to get raped or sexually assaulted or manipulated or doxxed to have a career in entertainment. And I believe the infiltration of the entertainment industry is complete. I think anybody who was going to be good may still be there, but they've been completely surrounded and infiltrated by the people who are willing to do anything to have $1 billion movie. And that's when you have to ask yourself, is that even worth it? Is anything I'm interested in worth my soul or my consciousness or my light? And I'm going to tell you right now, no. Asked and answered. Have a great weekend. Fall in love with your life. Listen to good music, old music, things that make you want to dance. If it makes you want to sit and stare at the wall, turn that shit off. Stop watching these terrible TV shows. Go back and watch some of the old shit. Barney Miller, I'm telling you, is deep. And they turned it into a sitcom. The stuff they tackle is relevant, still 50 years later, hilarious, and super deep. They've been telling us all this time, we just been missing it. I told you, there was an episode where Jack Sue talks about the Rockefellers creating a one world government. This was in 1976. So listen, there's a lot of good stuff out here. And I watched Barney Miller on Tubi. It's free. It's hilarious. Go for a walk. Be out in nature. If you live in a place that isn't war-torn, that's beautiful, has fresh air, go for a walk. It's unseasonably warm in St. Louis, which might be some sort of manipulation as well. I don't know. But I believe in God. They will laugh at that, but they can't fuck with me. You dig? Take care of yourselves. Be safe. I love you. See you next week.